Well, apparently, Apple will allow you to buy a 128GB iPhone 14 Pro. Now, that might not sound anything crazy, but the moment you hear the next thing, you're probably gonna hate this thing. Okay, we know that Apple has already done few things, like you can't really have ProRes 4K on a 128GB variant of the iPhone 13 Pro. So the same way, some of the features, including the ProRes, might also be handicapped on the 128GB model of the iPhone 14 Pro. So you shouldn't buy the iPhone 14 Pro 128GB model. That's clear as that. Now, if you don't know, in the past, Apple also sold like 64GB of the Pro iPhones. But with the launch of the 12 Pro, they kind of ditched that thing. But at the same time, so nowadays it seems like you need to buy a 256GB model of any iPhone Pro variants. Now, we already know that iPhone this year is going to have a massive upgrade in the form of a 48-megapixel main camera. So that will also allow Apple to do so many more things. It's not all about that 4 times more megapixel count than the iPhone 13 Pro's camera. It is also a big sensor compared to the iPhone 13 Pro's main camera. So definitely the photos are going to be heavier, and there will be more software features that you will be able to take advantage only if you buy the 256GB model. But then you're probably asking, okay, fine, I'm gonna spend $1,100 and I'm gonna get the 256GB model. And that's the problem. And this year, the iPhones are gonna see a price hike. The iPhone 14 Pro will start at $1,100 for the 128GB base model, which you shouldn't buy. So you have to spend $1,200 to get a 256GB model. So now if you compare it with the iPhone 13 Pros, then it looks like at the price of 256GB iPhone 13 Pro, you will be able to buy the base model of the iPhone 14 Pro. So that's kind of disappointing. At the same way, the 512GB will cost you $1,400 and the 1TB model will cost you, boy, $1,600. And we're still not talking about the Pro Max variant. And if you want to buy the 14 Pro Max variant, then definitely you have to spend $100 more on top of that iPhone 14 Pro's price. So yeah. Now you'll probably be asking, what about the iPhone 14 and 14 Max? Well, it will not be called 14 Plus. I think that will make sense. Let me know what you think about the naming. But the iPhone 14 will start at $899 for the 128GB model, $999 for the 256GB model, and $1,100 for a 512GB iPhone 14. Now, the iPhone 14 Max will just start at $1,000, and at $1,100 you're gonna be able to buy 256GB iPhone 14 Max, and a 512GB variant will cost you $1,200 for the iPhone 14 Max. And now on top of that, this year the pricing seems real crazy because the iPhone 14 and 14 Max will be much more differentiated from the Pro variants. Now, in the past we knew that the standard models used to get almost all the same specs as the Pro variants, but now it's gonna be different. And not just this year. According to Minchikyo, this is gonna continue even after this year. And that's Apple's plan to differentiate the Pro variants from the standard variants, or should I say, they just want to justify your spending on the Pro models. The first thing will be the Apple's A16 Bionic. The A16 Bionic will be exclusive to the Pro models, but not the iPhone 14 and 14 Max will get. Even though the 14 Max is getting the same type of screen as the 14 Pro Max, it will still not feature high refresh rate. There are a lot of features that are going to be exclusive to the Pro models, including the camera, the display, the build quality, and the processor. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you gonna buy the iPhone 14 Max at $1,200, 512GB model, or you're gonna opt for a 256GB iPhone 14 Pro instead? Let me know. And just before the outro, if you want to check out some of the coolest wallpapers on the market, then definitely click the link in the description below, or just simply visit my website johndavid.com, where you're gonna find a lot more tech news and stuffs that matter. So definitely visit my website. Until the next one, bye and take care.